Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Milton here to do another video. This time I'm doing a movie review, and the movie is titled Raiders of the Lost Ark. Raiders of the Lost Ark was directed by Steven Spielberg, and it was written by George Lucas and Larry Kasdan, and it was released June 12, 1981, and this was the official kickoff to the Indiana Jones series. Indiana Jones, is played by Harrison Ford. This movie also stars Karen Allen, Paul Freeman, Ronald Lacey, Jonathan Rhys-Davies, and I think I'm getting this right, Denholm, Elliott. And I have to say, Raiders of the Lost Ark, it's a good movie. It's one of the best films ever made, in my opinion. I'll grade it later. You pretty much can probably guess what it will be. But let's talk about the positives and negatives of this film. Positives. You have George Lucas, who wrote the story. This was his baby. We all know George Lucas was writing Star Wars and having Skywalker Sound and Lucasfilm and whatnot. But Indiana Jones is pretty much some of his best work. This character's beloved by everyone. The way he writes the character, the way him and Larry Kasdan wrote this screenplay in his movie was well done. You have to give a lot of props to George Lucas. I'll give a lot of props to Spielberg, and I'm sure I'll get to him later. Another positive about this movie has to be Harrison Ford playing the lead role of Indiana Jones. Kills it. I was not into these movies when I was a kid at first. I've seen them, and I was like, oh, it's okay. And then as I got older, I really learned to appreciate them. And once I watched them again with an adult eye, I didn't realize how great this movie is. And Harrison Ford knocks it out the park. He's known for playing great characters. Han Solo, obviously Indiana Jones, playing the president and Air Force One, just doing tons of roles, and he's great at them. But he is Indiana Jones. We all know he's Han Solo. He captures that character, and it's great to see on film. He does nothing wrong as a character, and when I say nothing wrong, I mean he is. I don't see anyone else that should play this role. Now I'm sure we can get anyone else to play Indiana Jones, but Harrison Ford, in my opinion, is Indiana Jones. He plays it perfect. And I love his character. I love how they wrote his character. He's a flawed character. He has issues. He has his own insecurities. And that's cool to see, and that makes his character even more believable, and it wants you to root for him even more. So that's pretty awesome. Another positive about the movie has to be Steven Spielberg's directing. Great. Steven Spielberg is one of the greatest directors of all time, but you really saw him put his print on this movie. Even though this is George's story, Steve made it come alive on the screen, and you can't deny that. He does a really good job with visuals, with practical effects, just making you feel like Indiana Jones' world is real. And it is real. It takes place, in the 30s. But how they go around and explore everything, it looks legit, and it's awesome. And I'm happy they filmed on a lot of locations, which is really cool. Another positive is the music. John Williams scored. John Williams, nothing else can be said about that. John Williams is awesome. He scored all the Star Wars movies. He did Indiana Jones. He did, I believe, Jaws. He did the Superman films. I think the first and second one with Richard Donner. And John Williams has done the Harry Potter. He's done it all. He's awesome. He's great. John Williams' score for Indiana Jones is dope. Can't go nothing wrong with that. Another positive has to be I like Karen Allen. Karen Allen, who plays I want to say her character is Miriam. Yeah, she's Miriam. She's an important character down the road. But yeah, she did a good job. I like that. I think she's beautiful. Great overall characters in this movie. Great overall story. Another thing that's positive, the violence. I didn't realize how violent this movie was and is. As watching as an adult, I was just like, whoa, they allowed this back in the 80s? It was especially for a PG-13 movie and how conservative people were back in the day. It was just nuts, and I thought it was crazy. So it was cool to see the violence and the action. I loved it. My only negative about this film has to be, I wouldn't say the pacing, because the pacing is perfect. I think I have to say just some small, minute story details where you're like, did I need to be there? But it is what it is. I can't complain about this film that much. I really have nothing bad to say. And I'm going to grade this as, go see this mofo, because it's a great film. I really have nothing else to say about the film that's negative. If there's anything negative that you've seen, let me know in the comment section. But I don't really know anything much that bad about it. I can watch this movie all the time. I think it's a great film. I think it needs to be watched and loved more, and I'm sure it has. It's universally beloved. But I'm just tooting my own horn by saying that. But yeah, go see this mofo. The Raiders of the Lost Ark is a great film. So if you like Indiana Jones, if you like a great squashbuckling, type movie that's action adventure, good story, good love story, good pace, check it. This is the movie for you. So there you have it, folks. My review of Raiders of the Lost Ark. Have you seen it? Are you going to see this movie? Comment down below. Did you like it or didn't you like it? Let's keep this conversation going. Like I always say, comment, like, and subscribe. Peace.
What up? Hey, shout it what it is. What up? Hey, shout it what it is. What up? Hey, shout it what it is. Little buddy, what you on? Some violent shit. Two-stepping laid back still.